A scientist discovered how your cells crawl. Did you know that they crawl? Here's video of a white blood cell chasing after germs. Those are the smaller black dots you see there. The white blood cell crawls and chases until finally it eats the bacteria, grabs it and eats it. Hooray! Your blood cell doing this is why you're not dead. The person who discovered how this process works happens to be my brother, Dr. Tom Stossel. How many lives have you lengthened through this discovery?
Not a single one.
Made no difference?
Made no difference.
So you kept experimenting?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And in doing this, you sometimes work with drug companies, pharmaceutical companies.
And biotechnology companies. That's the only way it can be done. There's no other way.
But I'm now told that this is a horrible conflict of interest. You're a Harvard researcher. You supposedly just want to get the information, but the drug company just wants to make money.
Both are true. I want to get the information. Drug company wants to make money, and guess what? Everybody benefits.
But you say there's a war against this now.
I call it the conflict of interest mania.
Mania meaning what?
It has no substance. It's just made up. It's taking what is normal competition, normal controversy, and turning it into a witch hunt.
Well, aren't there all these cases where researchers doctor their work in order to sell some drug, and drug companies push drugs that aren't good for us?
Well, actually there aren't. That all the cases of scientific fraud where researchers have made things up, they've had nothing to do with industry.
This was just people like you, researchers, trying to advance their own careers.
Yeah, or for reasons you can't even fathom, because success in science is when other people can reproduce your work. And stuff you make up, people can't reproduce.
But I'm seeing all these conflict of interest stories. You have a graph that shows how they've increased, and the titles of the stories are hilarious. Bad pharma, money-driven medicine, the big fix, sex, lies, and pharmaceuticals. It's convincing. I want some, make sure that you and your partnership with, say, Biogen isn't going to sell me a drug that's bad. This bias, it's believable.
Well, it's superficially plausible. People cheat for money. But the fact is that it takes enormous amounts of resources to get those products to people. Medicine is incredibly better today than when I started out. And it's too bad that the medical products industry, the drug companies, the device companies, have let themselves be blamed for bad things they didn't do, and they've let doctors, hospitals, medical journals, medical schools take credit for the good things they've done. Now, all those things are important.
Yeah, I thought that's where the innovation came from medical schools and government-funded research.
Well, I've had government-funded research my whole life. I've been panhandling off your tax money, and it's great, it's important. But the vast predominance of what gets products to patients comes from the private sector. Only the private sector has the resources and the skill sets to get the job done.
And the experiment that taught you that is you ended up working with this company, Biogen. You've got this picture of the board with wearing their beanie hats. A joke, because some were Nobel Prize winners. And this turned your head around.
The reason those folks are wearing the beanies is that they were world-class scientists, Nobel Prize winners. And one individual in particular, who is in that picture, he just died last year, his name's Ken Murray. And his work led to what is now the hepatitis vaccine. And this is hugely important.
And the way this man was paid is now forbidden at Harvard. He got stock options. This is now illegal under these conflict of interest rules.
That's correct. If he does the research that he did to develop the hepatitis vaccine, he could not have had the stock. And arguably, he wouldn't have done it.